The company I worked for was exceptionally hierarchical because it had one of those boy wonders in charge. I got brought on because the company needed social impact workers, so I applied for a position. And then after going through the set of interviews, I was told that there would not be a direct hire job available to me. But they asked me if I was willing to take a contractor job, and I said yes. Tech hiring is a massive machine. Tech companies just constantly have lots of needs, but there's also a difficult process for getting headcount that I think is very bureaucratic. But there's kind of a freer budget for hiring contractors as much as they can. So they do it. For instance, when I was at this company, there was a massive expansion. I think in 6 months, they almost doubled the size of the corporation. That was largely supported by a flexibly hired contract workforce. Us contract workers had a different HR than the direct hires did. So if I had benefits questions or that kind of stuff, I went through a different system. But other than that, I had no interaction with my staffing agency. I just showed up and did my work at the company, which was hard considering that my job was coalition building and I wasn't able to speak on behalf of the company. I did work closely with the person in the company that was one of the people in charge of labor relations, and I saw him trying to reform the things he could in order to support contract workers, especially the lowest paid contract workers in the kitchen, and just trying to really make sure that the company adhered to a better set of labor standards, but it was an uphill battle for him. Why was this all possible? It's important to understand that these kinds of 6 months to a year contract periods are not like probation. We were so used to a labor system based on the assumption of there being a labor surplus, where there were always more workers than there were jobs. So people were willing to work for less in order to secure anything. Now we're seeing this shift and there's more of an issue of labor scarcity. Workers are trying to say, hey, no, I want this, I don't want that. And hopefully we're getting to the point where we have more kind of partnership arrangements. I support the Pay Transparency for Pay Equity Act and general reform in contracting because I saw enough of the way that companies were using contract workers for especially brutal kinds of tasks, where they sort of chew you up and spit you out, where they were using it in an exploitative way. And they do this without providing any kinds of pathways to advancement. It's a kind of short-termism that needs to change.